So yeah, if you've been keeping up with my little shorts that I've been uploading, I was trying to get a new episode of Cuphead up, which is one that I've been having for 5 months now, but things weren't exactly going too well. It wasn't rendering all the things that I wanted it to, so I had to cut down a lot of things. But in spirit of Cuphead, the Cuphead Show came out on Netflix recently, and I just binged all the episodes this morning, so I figured I'd take this time to talk about my proper thoughts on it. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. A lot of the plot points were kind of predictable, it was like it had like a baby episode where the baby just fucking destroys everything in the house, which we've seen a million times. Then there's an episode where Elder Kettle misinterprets what Cuphead and Mugman are saying, thinking they're talking about him, but it's really just a pet worm or whatever. And sort of simple stuff like that, but I feel like they honestly made up for it with everything else, with like the voice acting, the humor of it, especially the artwork of it, because there are a few things that I actually enjoyed about the art. One of which being that they copied, well, not copied, but they like emulated a style from the old Fleischer Studios cartoons, which obviously I know the Cuphead's based off those, but they emulated a style where they took like a clay background and they put animated characters on top of that, like cell animated characters over top of clay model background, which if any of you have watched old Fleischer Studios cartoons before, like Betty Boop or Popeye, they tended to do that a lot. More specifically, Popeye and meets Alibaba and his 40 Thieves, and Sinbad the Sailor. They did that a lot in there, and I think there was one Betty Boop cartoon that was like where they had like an indoor carnival or something like that. They used real life models to fucking emulate something like that. I don't know what the purpose of it was, but it looked cool, and I enjoyed seeing it on the show here. I was like, when I first saw that, it was in like the episode Ghosts Ain't Real. It might have been in the earlier episodes, but I didn't notice it until that episode. But yeah, I saw it in there in that episode, and it's like, oh shit, that's a Fleischer Studios technique. That's just my little weird artist's eye going on here because I watch a lot of these old cartoons, and I've noticed there are certain techniques because I'm interested in learning about that stuff. And I noticed that when I saw them doing that, it just sort of like intrigued my artist's eye a little bit. Like they actually decided to have that there, and they also did it again in Dangerous Mugman, I think. Oh no, they did it in a couple of more episodes. It was the one with the root pack and then Dangerous Mugman, where they had like the 3D backgrounds and shit. Not like computer 3D backgrounds, like I said. There's actual clay model backgrounds, and that was pretty interesting. Um, the voice acting as well, that was pretty good there. I don't know the guys who play Cuphead and Mugman, but obviously Greg Griffin's in there. Wayne Brady as King Dice was pretty good. Um, they didn't really use him too much though. They kind of got rid of him pretty easily. Hopefully, he'll come back in the second season. The only thing I didn't like about it was that it ended on a cliffhanger ending. Yeah, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it before. Highly urge you watch the series first before you watch this video here. I probably should have said that in the beginning, but anyway, yeah, they ended on a cliffhanger. I won't say what the cliffhanger is, but even though I just said spoilers, but yeah, it does end on a cliffhanger, and it's pretty disappointing. But I get they're trying to bring intrigue for a second season because they already got approved for it. So hopefully, whatever they bring in the second season will be better than this one here. Because while I did enjoy a lot of it, there were some things that like there were a couple issues that I had with it. Like I said, the plot points were pretty predictable. I think there's a lot more potential you could do with the world of Cuphead instead of just doing like the old tired cartoon tropes and such. I mean, yeah, keep the tone of the worlds intact, but like make some new stories out of it. At least as new as you could possibly get, because I know that every trope's been tried before, but just like try something new with it. I don't know what new you could try with it, but I'm sure they could think of something. And with Chad and Jared Moldenhauer, who were the creators of the original game, working on the show, I'm sure they can think of something fun, new for the audience. But yeah, it honestly was a good show. I haven't really been invested in most Netflix shows because I don't really use Netflix that often. But I just figured on the family Netflix that I have on the TV here, it was something to get into. And thankfully, the episodes weren't too long. I think the most time I spent watching it was probably like 2.5 hours because the episodes are like 15, 60 minutes each, so it's easy to get to like binge through the stuff. It's kind of like a shorter length than the Owl House, the first season, which I really should get back to watching that. I should do a video on the Owl House soon. I was thinking of doing a Horton Hears on the Owl House, but I never really got around to it. Probably should get to it this year since season can't talk, since season 2B is going to be coming out soon. But yeah, back to the Cuphead show. It was good for what it was. I felt like it could have been better in a few places, but well done to everybody who worked on it. Like, all the voice actors, all the artists and such, especially to all the artists, because that's the most important thing there. Just like they did as well as they could to emulate the style of the game. They veered off a little too much. But yeah, that's pretty much all it is in a nutshell. Just there were things they could have done, but for the most part, they did things pretty well. And I'm very much looking forward to the second season. But what did you guys feel about it? You know, if you actually enjoyed the show, or if you didn't really like the show too much, let me know in the comments down there. I'm always down to discussion, and hopefully you'll give the second season a chance whenever that comes out. But that's all I got for right now. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and remember, it's fine if it's a flop or a hit, because media is media, no matter how shit. See y'all next time.